Hey there. So I am so super excited to share this process with you. I am a new part of the creators team for Persnickety Prints, and I'm having a great time this month using their new products and their monthly collection. I'm thrilled beyond belief at the quality of their photos. So I have already made 3 double page 12 by 12 double page scrapbook layouts with this kit already, and I have so much great stuff still to use. Just wanted to share the kind of background cover page. Look at all the cute stuff. I will share those layouts in a separate video and show you all the great things that I was able to do with their products this month. But this is kind of an overview of what was in there. I absolutely love a couple of things about this collection, or the way that they're doing these. One is there's some 6 by 12 papers. It's not all just full 12 by 12. There's some fun 6 by 12 prints to use, and those are super fun to deal with. They have lots of great journaling cards and accent cards, some of which, like this one, was originally a 4x6 card, and I cut it down to use on one of my layouts that you'll see, but super fun. So I keep them in these little trays to sort my embellishments when I'm not using them. That way I can just stack them all up and put them off to the side while I figure out what I'm doing with my layout. So this last layout is going to be a 1-page. I have this great picture of my kiddo that I had them print as a panoramic print, and I don't know if you can see the beautiful quality of that, but it's amazing. And then this one photo. So my kid had a piece of art in an art show at their university, and took a photo of themselves with their art piece, and then a close-up of their art piece, which I just loved. But I loved this panoramic showing, hey, here's my art, and the cute face and all of that adorable stuff. So that's why I had that one printed that way and in that direction. The only full 12 by 12s that I have left are this apple and this one with the strawberries and blueberries. I loved the idea of the strawberries and blueberries. I really thought about using that with this. I would love that you can see just a little bit of the red hat and how much red and blue is in this photo, in the actual art piece that the kid created. My issue is I already used most of my strawberries and blueberry embellishments from the kit. So, and the apples, I like the apples, and I might use some of this paper, but I think the apple background is a little too distracting. Although I do really like how this red matches those darker apples. So I'm not super sure about that. But what I was kind of thinking, and I'm not exactly sure why, was that I just really loved this stripe, because it kind of accents to me the longness of this cool panoramic photo that I have. So I was really thinking of using this paper. I love that there's a little bit of red to pick up Ruby's hat, to pick up the red in the photo. I was digging that, I think. And then I was almost maybe thinking, again, to accent that blue, but maybe not. Maybe, by the way, that one has cute mushrooms. If you're into the mushroom thing, I think that's adorable. Definitely a paper I will use at some point, even if I don't use it on these pages right now. I could do that and kind of oppose, but what I actually think I'm going to do is cut smaller pieces of some of these and maybe do kind of a quilted background. This, the lavenderish line here, looks like stitching to me, and I'm very into stitching on my pages. I haven't done that with any of the pages in this month's kit yet, so I'm really thinking that this might need to be a page that I stitch on. And I really am loving that idea. I'm thinking of cutting out, because that has the mushrooms. This one has orange with greenery on the other side. This piece, I'm pretty sure, was a 12 by 12. I've just used most of it. This has a cute pink gingham, which would go great with that background. Also has this great yellow. But again, I'm thinking some smaller pieces and do kind of a quilty thing. Then I could still use some of this apple, and maybe not the whole thing. Maybe even throw in some of these strawberries and blueberries. So I am going to, I think, just literally start chopping up some paper and see where it goes. So I will be back with you shortly after I've chopped up some of this beautiful paper. So here I am back, and I'm piecing this together. I've mounted my photo. I've cut my strips up or chopped them up to be 1 3/4 inches wide. I chopped up that photo into 2 pieces, so the caption that they had on the art piece in the art show is separate from the photo itself, and mounted those on red paper. Kind of matches the red of the kid's hat in the photo. I do apologize that don't have the layout more centered on the screen. You do see it several other times later better as well. So we'll get to that. So now I'm just laying these out kind of in a quilt formation. And then I get out my T-ruler so that I get them all lined up before I stick them down. I wanted them in sort of like a brick, or kind of to look random. But if you've ever tried to make something look random, random is harder than it seems. If you're like me, maybe you're not, my brain like craves order, and it likes things to be lined up and straight and neat and tidy. And so when they're not lined up and straight, it's harder for me to make something look wonky. But anyway, if I'm trying to make it straight, I can't do that either. So it's why I have tools, right? That one sticks to the trimmer. It was a little wider than the other strip, and I needed them to be the same width, or much more the same width. So now I stick those down. Now that I have that bottom row in, everything else can just line up accordingly. That ATG was broken, so I go grab a different one. It also was broken, and so I had to rewind it. And yes, I do have this turned up to about 3.5 speed for this part of the video, so that's why it looks like I'm reloading that ATG super fast. I'm not that good. I'm pretty good, but I'm not that good. So now I get that all laid out and laid down. I kind of forget what I had where, but that's okay. I'll figure it out. It's fine. And then about here, I figure out that, well, if I only have about the same amount of space, I'm not gonna have enough paper. Like it doesn't quite go all the way to the top. So what I'll do is just add a couple pieces up at the top of the page as well. And then I'll go to trim those off. When I go to trim those off, you'll see me come back to the video. I'm going to show you a couple of things. One is that I do stitch around the edge of each of these. That took me basically a whole day sitting in front of the TV to do all of this stitching. And I did it in DMC Floss color 816. It's called Garnet. It's a dark red. The dark red is to match, this paper. I wanted to show you, I left this in showing you that I'm rolling extra adhesive off of this paper, because it's because of the quality of the paper that I'm able to kind of do that. The paper is kind of the same feel as like a matte photo type paper. Maybe not quite, but it's ever so slightly slick. So it's not like cardstock. It doesn't pill up when I try to rub off that adhesive, which I really like about it. It has an ever so slightly slick surface to it, which is really, really nice. And so I get all of those down. I'm going to trim that off. Now I bring it back. I show you that that's that 816 color. And again, I did that 816 because it matches the dark red in the apples and the dark red in the mushrooms. And also because it matches my kids' school colors. And this is a college layout. So I'm looking through my thickers to find letter. I loved those greens, but I didn't have all of the right things. But then I found words that say #GoGirl. So the title for my layout is going to be #GoGirl for my cute little kiddo. So I lay it down in the pink and white gingham because that's a really nice long strip of paper there. And I like how the black words are going to show up against the pink and white. I lost the hashtag, but it was laying right on my page the entire time. So, really goofy, but there you go. Now I have the title in. I am going to figure out where to put those two parts of the photo I chopped up. And I want the caption to be on top of the photo. I just like the way that looks, but I do want them popped up. I like some dimension on my pages, so a little bit of foam tape on the back of those two photos is going to do that for me. And I like that a whole lot. So we'll get that all done. And then I'm going to get out go through the kit and figure out my embellishments. But I do want to add a little bit of journaling. I think journaling is super important. I like to journal in my handwriting at least most of the time, mostly because I'm too lazy, but also I think that adds value to my pages for future generations, or I hope it does. I recently found a very old scrapbook that my grandmother had done. It had her handwriting on it, and I just love seeing her handwriting. So hopefully my kids, grandkids will keep my albums, number one, but number two, enjoy that they have my handwriting. I found these two stickers, this kind of green and the purpley blue. I think they're going to look really good on that bubble paper that is that green and purpley blue. So that's what I'm going to use. Actually, I think I'm just going to use one or the other at first. I go in with a pencil because I always start with a pencil to do my journaling, and realize quickly that one sticker is not going to be enough for all the journaling I want to write. So I'm going to use both. The sort of green circular-ish thing or vaguely oval thing, and then the kind of banner shape. And I'm going to journal on those both together. I have to write out journaling before I write in with a pencil, before I write it out in whatever ink I'm using. This one I'm using Sharpie. It writes very, very nicely on these stickers. I use the ultra fine Sharpie, and it works really well. But I have to write it out so that I know the spacing. I know I have enough room to write what I want, or do I need to add a few words to fill up the space, or what do I want that to look like? So I always do that on my layouts, and here I am going over with that. Again, that's part of the beauty of this product. It's easy to write on. These stickers work great for that journaling, and they of course match the papers and the collections just perfectly. So now I'm going to put those down where I want them, in that green and blue bubble section of the paper. Get those popped on there. So they're kind of connected. And I went to erase and realized, oh, I need to give it a minute or two before I erase because I don't want to smudge. So now I'm just looking through all of the embellishments to see what else I want to use. Thought about those strawberries. I love the little yellow flowers. So the ladybug ends up making it. And then I'm like, well, I really need another ladybug. So I'll find one. It's fine. I had to dump them out because my nails were not agreeing with the little bits. There's the leaf. I was going to use the apple because I needed that dark red down there. But then I found the ladybug sticker. I'm cutting out the ladybug sticker to set it there just to make sure that I like it before I peel it out and stick it down. Plus, I'm actually going to pop that up instead of just using it flat as a sticker, because it also, keep in mind, it has to go over my stitching. I have stitched around all of those rectangles. That sticker at the bottom there says Spring Stories. I wrote the year 2026 on there. There you see me get out my powder tool and put powder on the back of that sticker to make it unsticky so that I can pop it up with some foam. So we're going to do that and get that stuck down. Then I have a little bit of yellow. I have the ladybug in a couple of places. I do the yellow that's up in the blue and white striped piece up there at the top. I'd forgotten to stick that down. I realized it when I picked the layout up to put it away. that's okay. I put it on foam, on a piece of foam, and got it up there. So, but there it is. And I peel up the corner, the edge of that with a tool just to get the leaf underneath. And I'm going to pop up the other ladybug. And there's my layout. I'm going to show it to you here in just a second. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this layout. And I hope you go out and get yourself this kit. It is so fun to work with. I think you will just absolutely love it. Thanks so much. Bye.